And next, I would like to invite Jacqueline Fitschi-Cornaz, an actress and producer of Swiss origin with over 30 years of acting experience. Mr. Kamal Musale, the Swiss-Indian filmmaker. Kamal Musale obtained his degree in film direction and script writing at the National Film and Television School in England. As the director and screenwriter, he was made over 30 feature films, documentaries and art movies. So let's hand over the mic to them. They have something to talk to us, so let's see. They have prepared something for us. So first, who gonna take? Yeah.
Hello, namaskaram to all of you. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for the great. It's a great stage. It's a great place to have a big trailer. So we are here to present you the film Mother Teresa and Me that we did together. That was initiated by Jacqueline, and Vanita is playing the role of Kavita, and Jacqueline the title role as well of Mother Teresa. Would you ask another question, or how do you do it?
You have prepared something in Telugu for all of us. We would like to hear that.
Bagunnara. And welcome. We are very happy to be here in Hyderabad. And of course, we are curious about your questions.
Namaskaram. Naku Hyderabad chala nachindi. And thank you all so much for coming.
Wow, thank you so much. Maku aa word vinagane chevullo itla amrutam posinattu anipinchindi. Hyderabad chala nachindi ante, because we love Hyderabad too. Okay, thank you.
Well, I look after a good screenplay, and I will certainly, I'm interested in good screenplays. So if there is a character I'm attached and I'm passionate about, I would certainly come to, I would even learn some words, because I learned some Bengali for this film. Maybe Kamal afterwards can tell you more about what was important for us, which aspects of Mother Teresa we wanted to express. To prepare this role, of course, it has taken me a lot of courage. And I needed some work to do, but I loved this journey because it was very interesting and compelling. I was working with the sisters in Calcutta at the Shishu Bhavan, the children hospice, where they have the abandoned and multiple handicapped children. I was in a monastery in the center of Switzerland to find out what it means for a nun to be related with Jesus Christ on the cross, in the suffering. I, of course, read all these letters, which were published in 2007, which were so sad. I was really very, very touched to read these letters, and I saw how vulnerable this woman was, and how emotional as well, even if she was so strong and tough in public. So this gave us all these different angles and colors of the character. I also learned Bengali, as I said, and I learned some accent, some Albanian accent. I went to Skopje to meet her family. That was very important to me, to get to know more about her childhood, about her youth. And of course, you dive in all these emotions, in all these energies. I used to do method acting, so this was a great part of it.
Well, as it was explained before, the idea came from Jacqueline to make a film about Mother Teresa. And I'm not sure what you mean by controversial. Maybe you have something in mind. I mean, it depends on where we go, which part of India, which part of the world, because in some places it's not controversial. But, you know, it's always difficult to go with some theories of conspiration that go around famous people like Mother Teresa. However, the interesting aspect for us was to talk about, not about the woman that everybody knows or imagine, but to talk about the real woman behind the image of the saint, behind the image of the holy person, because as you may probably have noticed by now, everybody is human, including celebrities, including famous people. And today it's not very interesting, I think, because we are not wanting to see a biopic that claimed the glory of people. We are interested to see real people with real emotion. We want to understand what drives a person to do what this person does. So it's not a superhero, a superheroine movie, but it is in the same time, because the women in this film, they are very brave, they are very strong, they have a lot of difficulties, and it touches every woman, I would say every person that has a problem, but specifically in this film, women as well. And that's how, you know, to better understand how Mother Teresa was in a crisis of faith, was in a feeling of abandonment. It was easier for me to write a story of Kavita, which is a contemporary story of a young British woman today. And this is another superheroine, which looks like everybody, in the sense that she's not like having a cape and doesn't fly in the sky, but she could almost. But in that way, she is representing the woman today and bring you know, a different side to a superheroine. But maybe I can pass the mic to Kavita and maybe ask her how she think, you know, how do you think your character relates to woman or young woman today? In what way or perspective would you say?
Thank you for your question, Kamal. I would say Kavita relates to the young woman today in the sense that she's very young, so she's still discovering herself. She's still learning how to have a strong relationship with herself. And when we find her at the beginning of the movie, she's incredibly lost. And I think a lot of young women in this generation find that because there are so many pressures from different aspects of our lives. And I think most of all, the pressure comes from ourselves almost to be everything, to be the best versions of ourselves. And that sometimes can be debilitating. So we find her quite lost at the beginning and quite, I would say quite weak also. And due course of the movie, she starts to discover herself. She starts to discover herself through the work of Mother Teresa. And by the end of the movie, I shouldn't ruin it actually. Watch the film, you'll find out.
It is Mother Teresa who chose me as a writer-director. And so we worked together and we realized we were on the same tune, on the same artistic direction. So there was no question about changing this. And as per Banita, it was a real discovery because we didn't know each other. And it was, for me, a very important discovery to meet her, because I think when she acts, there is always something alive, something that is never rooted into habits, because a lot of actors, you know, sometimes they are stereotyped or they do stereotype actions or stereotype emotions. And with Banita, I saw something always that comes from an inner situation which surprises you. So that was really, really good, you know, in general for an actress, and for us, for this film, it was all great. The main reason for me maybe is because I have been filming in different countries. I have been filming poor people. I have been filming sick people or dying people, sometimes when they also dead people. And every time I was, you know, with the years, you put this emotion somewhere in you, and you don't know, you know, you keep them inside you. And this film for me was a very good, you know, the theme of Mother Teresa, helping the poor, was for me the best meeting of me putting this emotion, releasing this emotion and doing a melodrama. So that's how the Mother Teresa story was fitting my need.
Actually, I read some of the articles, negative articles about Mother Teresa. Did you read it? Some of the negative articles about Mother Teresa. She converts some religious.
No, I didn't read that she convert. I read in the internet that a lot of people say that she convert people, but I haven't seen that for a fact. You know, it's like, you know, the moon, you know, the Americans. Do you think the Americans went to the moon or not? Because a lot of people think the American didn't go to the moon, you know. But in this same way, there is a lot of talk, but there is no proof of conversion. So, and I must say also that our film is not about the problem and the topic of conversion. It is more about, you know, the other side of helping somebody and helping the poor. And as I say, you know, not a person is perfect, you know. Everybody, including me as well, yes, I'm not perfect, so it is possible that Mother Teresa is not perfect. We always tend to see, you know, icons or role models. We expect them to be perfect. They are not perfect, but we sometimes forget to see what good they do and what good they bring to us.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome to Hyderabad, first of all.
Thank you.
So, Mother Teresa and Me. The title itself is very interesting. We loved it, and the trailer was awesome. So, coming to my question, our Telugu media are also waiting for their special premiere show or special screening in Hyderabad. Will it be happen? Yeah, we want definitely.
Yes, it will happen.
Thank you.
No, we will do that. We do that as you know. This is the tradition that we show first the trailer, we meet the media, and the next step will be, of course, to show this to critics and the entire movie before it gets on the screen. I understand it is difficult for you at this stage to, you know, grasp the different layers and maybe a particularity of this film, but I think the trailer gives a little idea of the direction of where it goes. And it is not a traditional biopic. It is not a film that is there to make Mother Teresa a great person. It is there to show a little bit of truth about the character. It is here to tell the story of Kavita, and it makes it into a very moving, and, you know, a lot of people cry when they see the film, and in the end they feel they leave the cinema with a lot of hope.
Yeah, my next question to the Jacqueline ma'am. Yeah, first of all, Mother Teresa is everywhere, I feel. So now in Hyderabad, we are seeing right now. So how you felt while doing this character of Mother Teresa?
You mean the process?
Yeah,
what changed for me
Yeah.
personally? I think I learned to even stay with a vision in times of troubles and doubts. And I think this is a message which we would also like to transport into the world, because so many people today give up, and our world needs visions, our world needs compassion, and our world needs love in action, as Mother Teresa said, because we have so many crises and wars around the world, and so much poverty. So if each and every one of us can do a little thing, you know, be a drop in the ocean, then I think we can really inspire people with this film.
We are seeing this in English and Hindi. In future, since everything is getting pan-India nowadays, it will be dubbed in different languages?
It is been dubbed in Hindi for India. It has been dubbed in Spanish, because now the film is being released in all South America. And it has been, I think, dubbed in Polish, but I'm not sure. And then we will see, because we're going to take the distribution in Europe in a few months. And then there will be also a distribution in America in September. In America, obviously, will be in both English and Spanish. So we will see what the film brings. You know, the film goes now sailing through the seas of the market of film.
Question to Vanita. If somebody does something good, they say, "Arey, ye to Mother Teresa hai." So, what do you think, like in your life, what kind of impact good things have made, and what are those things and experiences you would like to share?
Of good things I've done? Oh. Honestly, my mother taught me that if you ever do something for someone, that you should never really hold it against them or remember. So most of the good things I've done, I honestly let go, and it just makes me feel good knowing I've done something good, so I don't tend to remember. That makes me sound like I'm a really bad person and I've never done anything good, but it's just something that I don't hold a lot of thought to. It's more the act of doing it that I enjoy the most. There were definitely some challenging moments. I think creatively, there's one scene in particular in this movie, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone, where it took a lot of energy for me to be able to reach that point. We worked in it with Kamal a lot in rehearsals. For that, it took a lot of mental preparation, and by the end of the day, I was absolutely exhausted and I had lost my voice. So I think that was a challenging day for me.
And that was a good day, and that was a very good performance. Thank you.
And what about you? Is there any challenging day you made them to act in those roles? Have you faced any challenging thing?
Well, in terms of acting, I think I was very blessed and very pleased, and so everything was very fine. I mean, we had, I was more like trying to tell them through the fog, there is the other side, go this direction, but they were doing the work. So I think it was, with that aspect, not very challenging. What is challenging when you make a movie is always, from the moment you write something, and if you have an emotion, how do you do to get it through all these complicated processes in the end, so the emotion in the audience is to be seen, There's many ways and many chances that you have, that you lose it. So the difficulty is a little bit all the time, every day, you have to concentrate, and in the same time, you have to create a space, like for the actors especially, where it's a playful ground where you can, create what you're doing.
Sir, is it Oscar-winning movie?
Sorry?
What is it?
It's an Oscar-winning movie.
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah. Do you want me to answer? Yeah, it should won about several Oscars, I think. Yes.
And thank you all so much, media ikkadiki vachi ma cinema ni promote chestunnanduku, and hopefully ee cinema telugulo kuda raavali and inka chaala mandiki reach avvali ani మేము కోరుకుంటున్నాము. We hope to see this movie in Telugu as well, if possible. Just Telugulo kuda